Okay. I'm gonna start off by saying, I'm not the biggest fan of traps in anime. I mean, it can be funny if used for an episode or something, but generally, I'd much rather just have a straight up female character than a trap. Sorry, that's just my preference. Um, but now we've got AniFem, who I actually said don't even try and attack in the past. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to kind of rescind that in a way. Uh, God, they decided to go completely insane with their latest article, which involves traps, of all things. I was kind of hoping to wait and not make another video ragging on feminists or MGTOW or anything of the sort until after I'd gotten the video done. But, well, seeing as how that's kind of going slow because my personal life is kind of in tatters right now, um, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about this because this is a quick thing to put together. Hopefully soon I'll actually have something this interesting to watch besides this crap. So, what is it that AniFem decided to do this time? Well, they decided to completely call the term trap a slur for stupid reasons. Um, because this stupid place called GLAD, Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, decided that for whatever reason it was a slur against transgender people, I guess. It's not really, because there are quite a few straight traps in anime, and it mostly comes down to just them looking female. The whole idea of a trap is really a character that um, just is meant to be there to confuse the hell out of the protagonist or out of the viewers, depending upon what kind of an anime it is. I mean, Assassination Classroom was definitely meant to just confuse the hell out of the viewer rather than actually confuse the protagonist. But the insane craziness that goes into this particular article is, oh god, it's going way too far. It's going so far as to saying that the whole entire word, that trap itself, somehow causes people to kill. It's just gone beyond the, pleasantries of, maybe saying something different to, okay, this is outright gonna just murder somebody. I mean, there's nothing else that's gonna happen. It's gonna murder someone. Oh, and that that's not even true. I mean, most of the time, when you're talking about a trap in an anime, it usually ends up it's just played off for a joke, and it really ends up having nothing more of consequence to do after that first point. Why they have to keep going in and trying to be so bloody insane about this? I mean, even going so far as to actually pull a shot from P4 of the animation, one of my favorites, and use this as a narrative. And use this as part of a narrative for this, where it was a joke cross-dressing competition that the male characters of the of your party get roped into, and it's just meant to be played off completely for laughs, is thrown in there as one of their examples, and they call it casual transphobia. Oh my god. Not even, people. Oh. There's nothing about being afraid of. Okay, number one, I hate that stupid word. It's ridiculous. Because there's nothing about being afraid of traps or transgender people, so I should be saying, um, when it comes to when it comes to traps at all. I mean, or even even just not liking transgendered people. I mean, now I actually want to have kids with somebody someday, so yeah, of course I'm gonna look for somebody who actually is a biological woman, um, rather than transitioned into a woman. Uh, but that's me. I mean, but if somebody else wants to date one, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem associating with them or anything. Oh God, this whole thing with feminism is it just keeps going further and further down and down, and they just keep trying to dig a deeper hole. And for me, anime has been something for me that has been um, extremely important um, to me since I was a kid when I first watched the crummy translations of Macross and um, Star Blazers, uh, or shit. I guess that's probably about the best way to put it. Um, I mean, those are some of like the earliest things I remember really watching. I mean, I still have um, bloody the first two VHS tapes of Star Blazers sitting on a shelf over here. Um, don't watch them anymore because now I've got access to the original Japanese version of Space Battleship Yamato. I'm gonna watch that instead. Still a good anime. It really holds up. I mean, it's obvious that it's old, but it's still a good anime. Anyways, I'm getting kind of off topic here. The main point I'm trying to make here is that this is pretty much insanity. Here we've got a non-government organization which has decided to make trap a slur. And nobody has appointed them for anything. I never even heard of them prior to this stupid um, to the stupid article. And it's pretty stupid, and it's just ridiculous. I know I'm kind of going around and around and around with that. Um, but it's kind of hard to really put into words just how much I absolutely hate this mentality of things. That it's all bad because of some as of their bloody incessant need to make everybody a victim. Um, Now then, Japan. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Japan and why it's kind of played the way it is. In Japan, it is still very traditional country. A lot of people still, even if they're not particularly religious, still go to shrines still go to shrines, for at least for the New Year's, um, and sometimes for other things, um, and random. I mean, it's kind of an interesting place. I mean, they've literally got a boob goddess or a boob god. I shit you not. Look it up. They actually have one. I mean, this is probably one of the most forgiving places overall. Um, but one thing that they're very very much about is about keeping that kind of traditional family together. Uh, and they've been really trying to do it with some crazy things like Sailor Moon condoms, that was pretty funny. Uh, um, but the whole purpose behind this is really more of just their culture. It's their culture. Why the fuck do we have to keep now? It's like now we've shat on white people so much. Now we've got to find a new target. It's all patriarchy this, patriarchy that, and then it seems to just keep spiraling out of control more and more. And I really don't understand why they have to keep acting like this. Um, they are working on things and trying to move past this. I mean, how they even actually write it down, and I think they actually put it. No, that was just something else. I heard someplace else. Anyways, but oh yeah, there it is. Um, yeah, they actually put it down here that they're finally putting in legislation to um, allow for LGBT kids at school to wear the right uniforms and stuff. Um, I'm fine with that. Um, uh, I mean, they do have a lot of. It's a very discipline based country, very much about your merit, and so I can see why something like this is just not really considered to be very important to Japan, and it's why it's been on the back burner for so goddamn long. And I really can't blame them for that. It's honestly, they really don't care about what people do in their private lives. Because that's one of the things there is about Japan, is that there is a separation between the public life and your private life. Whatever you do in your private life is your own. Whatever you do in the public life is up for scrutiny. Um, and I think that's absolutely fair. I know some people may not agree with that, but I do believe that's pretty fair. I mean, so long as it's like not, harming other people, your private life is just yours for to do with what you please. Um, Gaijin Guma has better explained this on his channel. I would definitely say go check him out if you want some more about Japan. Um, but as far as this goes, I mean, yeah, they're basically, with a lot of this, they are very much trying to parse um, what this is, and they don't understand it very well. They don't have the insane activists that are yelling off the rooftops to listen and believe about the LGBT community and such. And so they just don't have that. They just don't have that mindset of trying to fix it, because they don't even, they barely see the problem as being there. They see, other things like declining birth rates, the, things like hikikomori is more important in, fixing up that issue than is trying to deal with transgender people. And I know some people are going to be like, well, that's ridiculous. But the truth is that hikikomoris are actually a far greater strain on Japan than anything else, because they literally don't do anything. They're locked in a room for pretty much their entire life. They don't go out. They don't really participate in the workforce at all. That's why they're typically very shunned in Japan. And in Japanese society, this is a much bigger issue than, this very small minority in comparison of transgender people. So, for Japan, this is just them trying. This is just them showing that they just don't understand. They really just don't understand, and I totally get that. I really wouldn't give two shits about this either. And I mean, if it wasn't for these people trying to make a big deal out of something that isn't. I mean, look, we get this wonderful look into another culture via their amazing media that we're getting translated, and that we can see and experience. And you people, and these people just want to fuck it up. They want to ruin it. These are like the same people that want to, that actually want to replace onigiri with more culturally neutral or relevant things like donuts or sandwiches. I even heard somebody actually saying hamburgers instead of soba or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. People who come to watch anime, come with the expectation that they're not gonna quite get everything. That there's maybe gonna be something that they're gonna have to look up for, or they're going to have to look for the context to. When you go out and watch an anime, this is just, pretty much par for the course. You're not going to get quite everything, especially when you're starting out. But you're eventually going to get a lot more of it the more you end up watching. And I think that is actually more important than anything else. Japan really needs to just continue to say F you to these people. So does the anime community. I mean, not to tell you what to do or anything, but these are the people that will start hacking up anime, boycott or preventing anime from coming into the country, and a whole bunch of other shit if they just aren't stopped. from doing this. And I find that to be really, really sad. And I really do hope that eventually these people learn that this is complete and utter bullshit and stop doing it. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. It seems that this infection just keeps getting worse in every single place they put it in. And I would, as I said before, I'd rather be doing anime analysis, and it's just been taking me a lot longer to find the time to do it, because those videos actually take a good bit more to actually put together. Hopefully I'll get my act together and get everything back in order and be able to put out a video I want to put out soon. But until then, I'm going to call these people out for this kind of insanity. This is just Japanese culture. This is not a reflection of the West. There's no patriarchy involved in this. This is simply them looking at their situation and saying, this is just not important to us. And you know what? It's their decision to make. And I respect it. So, you know what? I guess that's pretty much all I have to say on this. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll get my video, I'll get an actual analysis video put out. It's kind of gone through I've kind of gone through a bit of changes as to what exactly I want to put together, but hopefully it'll be something interesting. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.